You're wasting that brain of yours. You're too smart not to be in college. Hi, I'm James Kondrach, and after graduating from CHS, this was a phrase I heard over and over again from my peers. My response was to smile, accept it as a compliment, and go on with whatever I was doing. In one ear and out the other. Throughout my early years, I was an exceptional student, participating in spelling bees, I was on the honor roll, in gifted class, you name it. However, life at home wasn't always so pleasant. My parents would argue, and sometimes the arguments turned violent. When I was 10, my parents divorced, my father got full custody. I didn't see my mother again until I was 13 when my father passed away. As a teenager, I became depressed and quit caring about being the golden child. I started hanging out with the wrong crowd. The principal and I became very well acquainted, to say the least. As my depression lingered on throughout the years, it turned into anxiety. High school became a nightmare, and all I wanted was to get out. I considered dropping out, but I had a friend who talked me into taking night classes instead. I graduated, and although I wanted to go on to college, I didn't have the slightest clue how to go about signing up or even paying for it. The idea of having to figure it all out on my own caused my anxiety to build up to a point where I would literally shut down sometimes. It got to the point where I just chose not to even think about it. I worked dead-end jobs and became increasingly unhappy over the years. I knew there had to be a way to get more out of life, but I just didn't know how. I got a job at a restaurant in town and became really close to the district manager. Previously, he had been in the Navy and found that returning to civilian life was hard since he didn't have a degree of any kind. He used to tell me all the time that I was too smart to be working for him, that I could do so much more. Every time he walked in the door, his first question to me was, "Sign up for classes yet, son?" Eventually, I got tired of telling him no and seeing that disappointed look in his face. I decided it was time to make a change in my life. I made a big post on Facebook begging for someone to help me. A friend of mine reached out and set me up with an appointment with an advisor, and they broke it all down for me in baby steps, all about getting financial aid, picking a major, and registering. They explained to me that it wasn't too late and assured me that I could do this. The day I registered for my classes and they printed out my schedule was one of the happiest days of my life. It was like I had been in this tunnel for so long, and for the first time, I felt as if there was a light at the end. I'm now in my second to last semester at FGC, and I've accomplished so much. I've got a high GPA, I'm on the Brain Bowl team, and I even scored a position as a math tutor. I've accepted that anxiety and depression will always be a part of me. Yes, there are times when I still struggle. At the same time, the key thing that I've learned is the fact that those things don't define who you are. When things get overwhelming, it's okay to admit that and remember that there are people all around you who will give you a hand. Whether it's an advisor, the wonderful people in our TRIO program, or even sometimes your boss.